Clovenhoof.
Tonya has his little hoof.
Oh, guys, we're here.
We're here. We're in a post-Pilk society.
We need to talk about Lindsay Lohan's groundbreaking, bone-chilling Pepsi ad, which shook both of us to our
I'm a
core.
different person.
You can't be the same after witnessing Lindsay Lohan say Pepsi and milk.
The
Pilk.
amount of emotions that I experienced.
Tell me about all of them.
Okay, so at first I was scrolling, and then I saw her, and then I saw Pepsi.
Okay, when you first saw her, did you go, oh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always a little jarring.
Yeah. Right?
You know,
Nowadays.
it is just like, because you never know what could happen, but then you want the best. It's just like, it's
Yeah.
loaded.
Mm-hmm.
Saw the Pepsi and saw that it was clearly a commercial.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, Pepsi's finally done one thing right in their lives. I
They
thought to
have.
myself, I said, if only it had been Lindsay instead of Kendall, what could have happened? Peace could
Oh
have
my
been
God.
achieved. I thought immediately about that. And then I was like, it should have been Lindsay all along.
Wow.
And then
if Lindsay had done that ad, it would have been okay.
Yeah, it kind of would have.
It would have worked.
It would have solved all racial tensions in this country.
If Lindsay Lohan had been the one to deliver the Pepsi to the cop.
The healing moment America really needed.
Right?
But instead of that, it devolved into some of the laziest copywriting or ideating I've ever experienced in any commercial ever, I want to say.
It's like she's sort of she's marketing herself now as some sort of like princess of Christmas.
Well, I think she's just getting her bag.
No,
I think
but I
it's
mean-
like,
but
I
I
think
mean,
when
they're really-
Pepsi comes to you and says, we want you to do a commercial for us for X amount of money, and like you just say yes, and then someone else is behind these ideas.
Oh no, I
totally.
mean, but I think I think with her movie and everything, like this is Lindsay's year is like all about Christmas.
Yeah, it's good synergy. It's that
Yeah.
time of the year. I'm fine with seeing her everywhere this month.
So she in the commercial, she's like sort of like a sexy Santa, and she pours herself a glass of Pepsi with milk,
Then she pours milk into it.
like ho ho ho, and then says,
It's Pilk.
Pepsi plus milk. Pilk.
And I guess I'm like, are they geniuses for this? Or is this just the laziest, dumbest thing of all time?
I think it's a mixture of both. I think it's like sort of like it's supposed to be like,
It's supposed to be milk and cookies.
well, yeah, but it's supposed to be like hearkening to like Mean Girls sort of,
Yeah, but
which I'm like,
they didn't drink.
no, I know, but it's like making up a word. Like, stop trying to make.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
All right. You're in the boardroom. This is
I-
Mad Men.
I have to be really radically honest and say, like, I think we need to, like, as a country,
Let go of Mean Girls.
let go of Mean Girls just a little bit.
It's time.
It's a great movie. It's a formative movie. One of my favorites from that time. But,
Yeah.
like, I mean, you can't say anything bad about it, but I think it's time to, like, depart.
I think
I think
release
we should all.
it.
Mhm.
We've mined it for as much
Oh.
content as humanly possible. We've reached the end of the content line.
Well, we haven't because she's writing the musical is now being turned into a movie.
But no,
I think.
I don't like that.
I'm pretty sure she and her husband turned it into a movie.
Who? Tina Fey?
Mhm. Right? Can someone correct me if that's...
I'm like,
But I'm just like, anyway. So I think that is sort of this sort of, for me, it felt like a callback to that. Like her making up words and it becoming like a thing.
okay.
Like Paris Hilton era, like Lindsay Lohan, like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Anyway, that was my take, but it was still like, what? No. And
How does Pepsi even exist, by the way? Who is drinking Pepsi? Have you ever seen
Me.
some? Really?
I'll
you
drink
get
it.
cans of Pepsi?
No, not cans, but like if if there's a fountain,
And they don't have Diet Coke.
a Diet Pepsi is pretty good.
Wait, so
My
you
truth.
would go
I don't
for-
seek it out, but I will if it's there.
So if you go and there's a fountain that has Coca-Cola products and a fountain that has Pepsi products, you will go to the Pepsi and have a Diet Pepsi.
Once in a while, I'll throw a wild card in and just have a Diet Pepsi
Okay.
because it's actually sometimes tastes better than a Diet Coke.
Like it's a little bit fizzier.
Hmm. But in general, I'm Coca-Cola.
Pepsi just sounds chemically to me
Yeah.
in my more like health. Now that I'm intermittent fasting,
Now that you have
I'm taking a stand.
And your new podcast is all about sort of...
Yeah, but it's not really about like...
You're entering a
the
phase.
Fizz, the taste of it. Yeah, for sure. But like Pepsi has always been like how to me. It's always given me like I love and light to them. Love that they have all this money to like pay for crazy commercials. I remember their like Super Bowl days.
Britney Spears, Beyonce, Pink.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Question mark?
They have lots of cash to throw around. Still don't know how that's possible.
No.
I do not ever see Pepsi out in these streets. I don't see it at restaurants. I don't see people drinking it. I don't know how it exists. Maybe it's just a money laundering scheme.
There used to be this place, I think it was a chain in South Jersey called Salad Works. Mm-hmm. And it was like a build a salad, one of the earlier iterations of that. And it was my heaven. It was Salad Works. And there was nothing better than a salty chicken Caesar salad with a Diet Pepsi.
Well, yeah. But I'm going to go out on a limb and surmise that the Salad Works didn't offer Coca-Cola products. They offered a fountain of Pepsi.
But in my other experience in life, I've had Diet Coke with a salad.
Yeah.
And I think Pepsi's better with some
Pepsi
things.
pairs better with a salad.
Yeah.
Wow, you heard it here first.
With a little bit of lemon.
I don't even know where to get Pepsi. That's how crazy Pepsi is to me.
But the idea of Pepsi...
I don't even see it. Maybe I have Pepsi blind... Absolute Pepsi blindness.
You have aphasia with Pepsi.
I never see it.
I have to say, but as a concept of itself, Pepsi is harrowing.
Yeah.
And it's like
So we couldn't do what Coca-Cola could do, but we're gonna do this. And it's always going to be like it's too sugary. I don't like it.
Yeah. But anyway,
I'll go Diet Pepsi if there's no Diet Coke.
Yeah. But seeing Lindsay, what do you think she got? Like 2 million?
No.
No?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Is it? Well, I don't know if the payment's different for doing Instagram. I don't know if it's $2 million.
Maybe $1 million.
Is it? Do you think it's a commercial that's playing on TV? Mm-hmm. Maybe $1 million. You do get paid for commercials.
And it's the holidays. And it will probably be played during the Super Bowl at some point.
This will not be played.
Well, if she becomes
continues the relationship, and what if she becomes the face of Pepsi? They need her.
They need her. She needs them, and they need her
more than I would argue.
That's true.
More than she needs them.
I mean,
maybe it is a symbiotic relationship.
Their goodwill, the goodwill that we lost in that Kendall Jenner ad, could be completely filled up again. Their goodwill tank is kind of on E.
Oh,
now,
for sure.
Seeing Lindsay, now it's rising steadily.
You have to appreciate whoever is ideating at Pepsi coming up with just the fucking worst ideas over and over.
I think he's seeing his...
No, what he does is Tony has this pink poodle. He has a pink poodle, but he gets too lit with her. He plays hard, but then he wants to go in the bar. He ripped one of her eyes and her nose off.
You've totally...
He's mutilated her.
You've marred her. Marred of Easttown.
But like... whoever's at Pepsi coming up with these advertising ideas, they need to be firing squad because
the Kendall Jenner.
The Kendall Jenner thing was so shockingly
Have they
bad
done like a long read about like
of why and how it came to be?
I'm sure there's so many NDAs and like we'll never get the full story, but I would dream of you
need to do a podcast
or a documentary about like a Fire Fest sort of documentary about like how that all came to be.
Pepsi employees, it's time to speak out and it's time to just tell the tale that needs to be told, which is walk me through beginning to end. To post to the backlash. I need like the entire run through.
And if you happen to hear this and you're listening and you want to do a reader mail, we'll like change your voice.
We will absolutely. We'll do a whole new tell my story. Yeah, we'll put you through a full voice thing.
But
please, oh my God, please record a voice note and send it in.
Because I haven't watched it maybe like a few years, but it's like something that I return to once in a while, and because I think it's been mostly scrubbed.
It was, when was that?
2018?
No, that might have been 2017.
It was 2017 because I remember I was working at the job I came here.
Yeah,
initially.
I remember where I was.
It was kind of a 9/11 moment.
It was a cultural 9/11.
It was.
Wow. Ahead of its time, honestly.
And that was really like pre-Twitter becoming what it is, where like if that had come out today, can you imagine? Or like social media was sort of, even still like back then, like less.
Yeah, like TikTok wasn't really anything.
Oh my God. If TikTok had been around when Kendall Jenner handed a Pepsi to the cop, I mean, that was truly her in a wig doing a photo shoot downtown in like the most kind of LA for New York kind of part of downtown.
Mm-hmm.
She looks out. What's going on out there?
Wow, injustice in the streets.
Hasn't been engaged.
A protest? This is insane.
Leave me.
Someone needs to do something about this.
She swats away her hairstylist and sort of walks out, and some kind of like, queer person is like, hey, come on.
Let me show you a thing or two.
Let me show you a thing or two. And then she's like, all right. And she takes her wig off and rushes outside, rat-a-tat-tat, and just marches through these streets with the crowd. And then
she's, hey, I can get on board with a little bit of racial equality
and
for
ending
once.
Police brutality.
Yeah, let's end that.
Police abolition.
She goes ACAB, am I right, guys?
But I just love the idea that she, up until that point, that version of herself had never heard of a protest before. Had never heard of any sort of...
I like that this protest was happening where her photo shoot was also happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was like...
Oh, really?
What's that?
The most calm, chill protest.
Yeah, like
of
really...
about 20 people.
Really?
I love that the cops... But they did get right. The cops shutting it down. The cops being like, we're going to fucking kill all these people.
Yeah,
we're going to kill these 20 protesters.
They literally were doing during all that time. But... and then she sort of squashes it, kind of like turns into sort of like a Six Flags.
She can cross the picket line.
Remember that old man on the Six Flags ads?
Do not bring him into this fucking conversation.
She was basically him.
I have spent so much time
unpacking,
trying to get that man out of my mind.
So uncanny.
The one that was like,
yeah,
stop, no, don't bring him back.
That was basically what Kendall did with the Pepsi can.
I love a Venga Boys moment.
But anyway.
But I can't stand for a Six Flags man.
But we praise Lindsay. We praise the Federation.
Yeah.
They've infiltrated us. This is true.
Pepsi is an international brand.
This is true Russian collusion.
Mm-hmm. Where's Turkey and all of that?
Turkey. Speaking of drama, which we weren't really speaking about drama, but I'm so fascinated and just in love with this story.
Yeah.
So Amy Rohrbach and TJ Holmes, who were two of the hosts of Good Morning America, announced their divorces from their respective spouses. She's married to Elizabeth Shue's brother.
Oh, wow.
And they've been having like a torrid affair with each other, I guess, for a long time. And recently photos of them cheating.
With each other?
With each other. In broad daylight in New York, like at a bar, drinking beer, like crossing like Fifth Avenue together, like with cabs, like just fully out in the open having an affair. Have started surfacing. And Elizabeth Shue's brother, Andrew Shue, who I think is a documentary filmmaker or an actor of some kind, but he's deleted all her photos from his. I just love the hetero mess. It's so straight and so perfect, and I just love it.
I think I used to think like, much like how when I was a child, I believed that like cats and dogs were lovers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, cats are girls and dogs are boys, and they're in love with each other. I think I also used to think like if there was a woman and a man on screen, like hosting a show like that, they were also in a relationship and together.
Well, you were right.
And now this childhood dream has finally come true.
And they're a hot couple. He's super sexy. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like they're,
I wish them well.
Wish them well, but it's such
it's great.
And it's such like a wholesome, morning
people
show.
Are scandalized.
Oh, And it's like half and half people. Some people are like, who the fuck are these people?
That's me. I'm like, I can't even picture what they look like.
It's a real job for Who Weekly. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they're going to be all over that. So
But some people like, that's a huge show.
Oh, I mean, yeah, ABC.
But wouldn't the fans be like excited? If your two faves got together?
Straight people, when it's two straight people, it's like, you are punished.
It's you don't think it's gonna help the brand?
I mean, today they were back at work.
Yeah.
And they were at the desk, and one of them, the guy said, who else here is ready for the weekend? And the woman goes, I am. And I was just like, and the other anchor is another woman, and she just goes, yeah. Like, it's true, like, morning show.
Yeah. It's morning show drama.
And they know they're gonna get, I think they probably had double the ratings today, because people are like,
yeah, I think it's a net positive for everyone involved, except for their families.
Yeah, and their spouses. And I am just obsessed with the pettiness of taking all the photos off. Mm-hmm. Like, a guy doing that, a straight man, is so like...
You really think you've done something when you remove all the photos. I've done it too.
She's unbothered.
Yeah. I love an affair in the streets of New York.
Oh, and it wasn't like they were like... It wasn't like the Try Guys where they were like... in some like destination place.
I'm like, again, I have no idea.
Again, that was also, but that's sort of like, I'm wondering if it'll be the same sort of fallout as that, where it was like,
because one guy had to leave, right?
The guy who cheated on his wife with a consenting employee who was like not even that much younger than him, he had to leave, and they like did a whole like, hey, it's time for us to voice what happened. And they did like a whole 15-minute like saga about how disappointed they were and how they feel betrayed and like they feel like traumatized. I was just like,
I guess that's like a little bit different because it's like with an employee.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't think people should be fired for like cheating.
These people are equals. They're both.
This is like the best case cheating scenario ever.
Well, it's like, what's his name? Morning Joe and Micah, they were fucking.
I literally, again, it's like number 3, just truly blind spot. Don't even know.
Anyway, I'm happy for Amy and TJ and wish them well.
Do you watch Good Morning America?
No, I have had my eyes on her because I believe she was in a really funny interview with Carrie Fisher right before Carrie passed away, where Carrie was like trolling her for being thin.
Oh, okay.
And it was really funny, and she was being a good sport. But there was a clip of her, a hot mic clip, where she was talking about how she broke the Epstein story years before anyone did, and like had all the like, she had all these interviews in the bag with like that Virginia Giuffre. And like she named Clinton in this hot mic moment, and she's like, I'm so pissed because ABC wouldn't let us do it because then we wouldn't have access to the royal family.
Wow. I remember you talking about this.
And I was like, damn, she's a real one.
She's a journalist.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. And now she's just getting dicked down by her hot ass. Yeah.
And they're gonna be just,
and you get to like go and be on camera together. Ooh, yeah, baby. Ooh, mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like a little. Yeah.
Makes work exciting.
Makes work exciting, making their other co-anchor like a little uncomfortable.
But they're also probably like excited for them.
Yeah.
Lol. Yeah.
Speaking of royal family, Meghan and Harry's trailer for their Netflix documentary came out today.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was, I mean, it's disappointing, I think.
Propaganda?
Totally.
Okay. Why did you want to make this documentary?
Because we want attention.
Yeah.
Okay, right off the bat, they have the vibe of like a couple that you went to high school with, that like two really beautiful people that were in high school that then got together and got married and have like this like picture perfect life.
They're royalty.
Yeah. But like
the photo booth.
rules on me. When the stakes are this high, does it make more sense to hear our story from us?
Okay.
I'm really tired of you guys.
I wish them well. I do.
Why?
But I'm like,
gonna have to watch this.
Oh, I will. We will be watching. And
Like,
maybe
there's no.
we could do like a recap on our bonus or something.
Yeah.
But I wish them well. But I'm also like, guys, the only reason you did this is because you want money and attention.
Yeah. That's the only reason you're doing anything.
We already, you did a good job. You spilled the beans.
Yeah.
That needed to be spilled. Go live your life. She's got the
Unless you're
top
going
podcast.
to bring something new and exciting and crazy to the table, God bless.
Well, the former head of counterterrorism in the UK did this week confirm that they were receiving like horrific, racist, terroristic threats, and that the royal family was like not doing anything. So like,
yeah,
they're vindicated in that, because I think the trolls were saying that they were making it all up.
No, I mean, I believe that.
Yeah.
I never thought that was like a lie.
I'm just saying.
I mean, that makes like perfect sense. I feel like people would do that to them.
They're just like, but now it's, I don't know, it just feels like
people are dying.
Gauche. It lowers their brand a little.
Less is more.
Less is more. Give us mystery.
Yeah.
Give us like,
we
need American royalty.
When does this come out?
December. A gift to us. And then his book. And then he has his tell-all book coming out.
No, it's literally
nonstop.
Looking 2 months.
Q1.
We're looking like Q1.
And maybe Q2.
And probably part of Q2 is about to be consumed.
Yeah.
With like more Meghan and Harry content. And truly at this point, unless you're going to be like really go for broke and be like, Prince Charles was the one that said the comment about like
my
how
child's
black
skin
the
color.
child's skin color will be. Like, unless you're going to name names, get the fuck out.
They're not going to.
Well, then it's enough.
They're going to be teasing.
No one
I want to hear that.
You're not adding anything to the table.
King Charles.
Not my king. Will never be a king to me.
But like, nail his ass. You know it was him. So just say it.
Well, just say who it was.
But I just love, they're so petty in a way that I kind of like. That Prince William and Princess Kate had this big trip right now in Boston.
Oh yeah, they're not planning on crossing paths.
But this came out while they're having supposedly this like big moment there. This trailer dropped. Like they're good.
I wish Meghan would stop playing with Kate like that.
Go for William.
Yeah, go for
William.
Go
for that bald ass.
Go for Charles. Go for Prince Andrew.
Camilla.
Go for Camilla.
Go for Queen Consort.
Stay away from Kate.
Why?
She's just like
a dopey.
She's just like doing the damn thing. What do you expect her to do? What do you expect Kate to do? She's married in.
Yeah.
Leave her out of it. Let her be. Do you know how much work it probably takes for her to stay that thin?
And fuck him.
And keep having babies and do all the waving and go on all the trips. Like, I don't get the sense that Kate is genuinely like so happy and fulfilled with her life. Leave her alone. That's just my hot take.
I love the shot of them all at the funeral, and they're all.
I love it going doom, and it's just Kate front and center. Leave her out of it. What? Go for anyone else. Just leave Kate alone. I don't know why I feel so protective over her, but I really do.
She's just like this,
she's just this thin bitch. Just let her be.
She's like this. I mean, she's clearly dead inside, right?
Yeah, or
you got to be a little dead inside to do what she does.
I think so.
And like, she's probably disassociating a lot of her life.
She's also a victim, I think.
Yeah, well, her best friend fucked her husband.
Yeah.
That's pretty shitty.
I know. And then they were saying all that. Like, she married in. Like, she's not the one. Leave her out of it. I know she probably was rude to you.
Which is not good.
Which isn't great, but consider the source. I would not enter into that zone as anyone and expect Kate Middleton to be nice to me. You know what I mean? I would expect like
coldness,
ice cold. I'd be lucky if she even like made eye contact.
Said, hey, girl.
Hey. Hey, Kate. You want a croissant? You want some coffee? Want a quad?
No croissant.
No, I don't even think she would even.
What do you think she eats?
Nothing.
Is she on Ozempic?
No, she is Ozempic. She's human Ozempic.
I love that they're in Boston.
Weird. Wait, let's talk about Bones and All really quick because you saw that.
What are we at right now?
No, I'm not telling you.
Okay. I saw Bones and All last night, and I didn't love it. I'm a little like, I gotta be real. This is probably my least favorite movie he's done.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
It was too long. It was like, I thought it was like a half hour too long. Could have been like 2 hours.
How long was it?
Like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh, damn.
2 hours and 10 minutes. Too long. Boring. A little. I thought it was, and I maybe it's just a difference in like squeamish. I just like, it was gross. And I know it's supposed to be. It's a fucking cannibal movie, but it was like nasty.
Jack Nasty.
It was Jack.
It brought the Jack Nasty out.
Nasty. I'm judging their.
Yeah, it's a cannibalism movie.
I know, but it was like, and I thought Timmy was kind of. He tested me. He tested the fuck out of me. This movie. Taylor Russell's a star.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Timmy is a star, but I don't know. He wasn't doing it for me. He was giving me like Rufio.
I know, it was Rufio core.
Very hook vibes. They didn't have any chemistry, and I thought Mark Rylance was incredible. He was
so good.
I hope he gets a nomination.
Mm-hmm.
He was terrifying.
He did walked this incredible line between being like
really sweet.
Is this person like sweet?
Is he like
Or are they
Blade?
just like misunderstood?
Yeah.
Is he just like a little bit off, but he's like helpful?
Like Boo Radley or something.
Yeah, like what does he want? Yeah. And then no, he is not the one.
But and it was their whole. I mean, the movie's beautiful. Like the vastness, like it was very like on the road, like Americana. That was great. I like that Luca did a movie in America. I just was like checking my phone a lot.
Damn. I would have thought differently. I love like this portrait of like existing on the fringes of society.
Well, it was very like, it felt like kind of an allegory for like coming out in the 80s and like felt like the queer, like a, you know what I mean? Like living in like a taboo, quote unquote, fringe culture. Well, yeah, it was like she was abandoned by her dad, and like the way he was talking about it felt sort of like someone being rejected for being gay or coming out as queer.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it that way.
I felt that as a gay person watching, knowing that Luca is also a gay person. It felt like who was probably coming out at that time. It just felt sort of, maybe that's not what he was implying, but that's what I felt, like a queer coming of age almost.
Okay. I was like looking at it more of like an allegory for addiction and like inherited trauma of like family, just like inherited family trauma.
No, I think it was like a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Addiction, definitely. I mean, the part that scared me the most was the Michael Stolberg, who played Timmy's dad in Call Me by Your Name.
Oh yeah,
and
the
David
cop,
Gordon.
his cop friend. Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
Do you know who that was?
Mm-mm.
David Gordon Green,
Mm-mm.
who does like the Halloween movies, the reboot.
A director?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that freaked me out.
Yeah, I just never got like, I was just never bored, and I was like very much like in it and wanting to see like where it went and just liking the lore of the world that he set up. And I thought like all the logic really tracked. Like I never questioned like any of the logic of the cannibals and like how it was genetic trait or like any. Yeah. But then I was like, really, the ending was so dark and sad. I was just like, damn. But I've thought about it a ton since then. I'm probably going to see it again.
Yeah. I still love Luca. I don't think I'll see that again.
Yeah.
I think maybe I have a threshold with cannibalism.
I think you've really found that in yourself. I think you have like a threshold for gore.
I love like zombie stuff and vampire, but when it's like humans doing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's like really fascinating. It's made me want to go back and watch. There's a movie called We Are Who We Are that was like, I think like a foreign movie first and then remade in America. I want to watch the foreign movie. But then there's a movie with Vincent Gallo and this other actress that called Devil All the Time, which I think also was a book. And the book's been on my reading list for a long time, and the movie is also on my like watch list. I think it's called Devil All the Time. And
I think that's a movie with Tom Holland.
Really? Hang on. I have to find the name of this.
We're doing a Type 45 on bones and all.
Oh, yeah. Wait, that is it. Hang on. Okay, found it. It's called Devil All the Time is a book on my reading list, but this is called Trouble Every Day.
Okay.
And it's filmed by Claire Denis.
Oh.
Also a queen of mine.
Yeah.
And it's like about a couple. I think there's cannibalistic shit at play.
Gallows in it.
Mm-hmm. But like, I like that genre of movie exploration. Like it hits right in that place where I don't love like things grounded, like horror grounded in like ultra reality, but like
this was like far enough removed from reality that it was like
feels almost fairy tale like a bit.
It did. It was like a fable.
And it's also like taboo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was really good. I
liked the music. I loved.
Yeah, the score was incredible.
Trent Reznor.
Did he do it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
and
tracks.
Atticus Ross.
But yeah, Timmy needs to. I would say my note would be turn it down a notch. Just a notch.
Enunciate. Mumbling a little.
He's also really hot.
He was really hot.
I know. It's hard.
He's a little thin.
He's very thin.
Teeny
I was like,
tiny.
I couldn't be with this man.
I thought the guy that he cruises was like, I was like, who's he?
Yeah, he was sexy.
But yeah, Timmy, he wasn't doing it for me this time.
I thought he was hot, but I was also like kind of eye rolling at him. But I want to watch it again and see if I like feel differently.
Speaking of,
what would you give it rating wise?
6.5.
What about like A, B, C, D?
B. Purely for aesthetics and like the amount of attention to detail that Luca does.
Mm-hmm.
A B.
Hell yeah.
Well, speaking of A+, this episode was. I'm Carrie.
I'm Lara.
And you're listeing to Sexy Unique Bones
Podcast.
And All. Salty Utah Queens.
Guys, this episode
Catapulting
was a return to form.
We need Angie K.
Angie we didn't know we've always needed.
Our Greek queen.
Love her.
She makes up for a lot of lost time.
This season is so uneven because it's like, as I'm thinking about it, I cannot tell you what has happened in the past like episodes since episode 3, our live show.
It's, it feels like a weird filler season because they're counting down to Jen's fate.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's all sort of like that's the looming tower, and it's like they're filming around this elephant in the room. That's Jen is probably going to go to jail for. I mean, in the wake of the Chrisleys,
we're not going to see the sentencing this season.
Right, but I think they're like rushing to film as much as they can leading up to her incarceration.
I mean, she's going to jail.
Right, and after in a post Chrisley, I mean, that's
post Lizzie Holmes. I think that Jen's facing like 10 years. She should not get more time than Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah, that's crazy to me that the Chrisleys got Todd Chrisley got more
weird.
time than
that's
Elizabeth
also
Holmes.
Weird.
But homophobic.
I think also people like in social and socioeconomic and like class structure.
Yes.
Elizabeth Holmes has more contacts and is viewed as like higher class than like reality TV stars.
She's like buds with Kissinger.
And I think that the general opinion of reality TV stars is like they deserve to be like embarrassed or have like the book thrown at them. And I would argue
it's the opposite.
And if Jen gets more time than Elizabeth Holmes, I'm going to take to the streets.
We're going to be storming
I will
Salt Lake Capitol.
Storm Salt Lake City. I will storm Beauty Lab and Laser, take that Morpheus 8 gun, and just start self-administering.
They think you're in there to like insurrect.
Fuck shit up. No.
Meanwhile, you just go.
I'm just going to steal their Morpheus 8 machine. No, but I will fucking...
It's going down.
Fume. She's getting sentenced on December 15th. It's
my mom's birthday.
Oh my God. I'm nervous. I think she is.
You should be nervous. I think all
it's
of our...
not good. Outlook not so good. If I were Magic 8 Ball, that's what I would say.
Despite our continued support for prison abolition...
It's not going to get abolished this year. It's not going to get abolished by December 15th, the day that we need prison reform.
It's not going to help old Jennifer. But
she's making a really bad case for herself too on this show. I'm really trying to stand in my Jen Shaw did nothing wrong truth, but she makes it
lost me
to seal when Angie K comes to town and spills the hot scalding tea
and has it spilled on her. So we come up, they're getting ready to leave on their, as Wild Rose says later, another domestic trip because one of us is facing a court order.
I'm liking Whitney more and more, despite my not wanting to, despite my resistance. The Wild Rose is growing on me.
The Wild Rose is giving us life. She's giving us party. She's giving us fun house.
She's kind of funny.
She's witty.
The Justin of it all freaks me out.
He's got something going on with his face.
But Wild Rose
is flawless queen.
Yeah.
So they're going on like yet another like celebration of Jen trip because I mean they're basically like she's not.
They have to stay within like a 600-mile radius of Salt Lake City, so they're going to San Diego, which is bottom of the barrel. When it comes to housewives trips,
they could It's not like Cabo. It's not like Vegas. It's not.
It's giving like
New York.
I'm catching up on Potomac right now, but that house that Mia rented.
Oh.
I've never.
That'd be a good name for a movie.
The house that Mia rented. Yeah. This house is scary.
San Diego.
And the San Diego house is nice, I guess.
It's nicer than the
nicer than
Scottsdale.
Yeah.
That was like the chaos that erupted felt fitting for that.
It wanted that.
It craved that. This is more like kind of near the beach. It's very like blindingly white.
I'm shocked that she's allowed to go as far south as San Diego.
She's flirting.
She really is.
Her ODD, she was like...
She's so close to the border.
She's literally like 30 miles from Mexico.
Yeah, I'm like, that seems really out of control.
Isn't it like right there?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah, but I think she likes that.
I wish they had gone to Big Sur.
That would have been post-ranch.
Why didn't they go to Big Sur?
Got like Carmel.
Like a beautiful house in Carmel or like any of that area.
San Francisco.
Jen needed a healing journey in Big Sur. Instead, she got a helling journey in fucking San Diego.
The site of the ending of Jurassic Park 2 when the Tyrannosaurus Rex randomly gets loose in San Diego.
Oh.
Jen is putting her contacts in and contemplating life and mortality, which is like me every day. She's also taking antidepressants. I kept going, I feel you, bitch.
No, I was like, this is me.
This is
not contacts, but she was like, every day is a struggle, and I'm just like trying to get through it and take my medication. I was like, hell yeah.
She goes, every day I'm fighting. I love she just keeps saying, every day I'm fighting for my life.
She's fighting for her goddamn life, morning, noon, and night.
I hope Jen wears that outfit with the hat.
In prison.
Just every day in prison.
Nanny McPhee.
No one will fuck with her. Damn, I'm worried.
I can't have her go to, like, I can't.
She's going to, Laura. You have to just, like, we have to start really accepting that this is the reality that we're being.
I'm gonna have to talk about this with my therapist because it actually, like,
does it activate like parental?
No, it just activates like I really don't. It's a hard place because like I want to see her still be on the show, even though she's clearly having like a mental breakdown, and whatever the show is doing is like making everything worse, and exploiting her emotional and her family, but mostly her emotional state for views, which I get that, but I will fuck with it anyways. But like, I would rather have that than know that she's in prison. Prison.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's like when Teresa went to jail, we were like, oh.
Like, it just feels really sad. For some reason, like, Teresa didn't hit me, but I was a different person when Teresa was going to jail. And now, as an empath, I can't.
It's hard.
I really have to, like, divorce from. I need to do some work around Jen Shah in prison.
You should journal.
I'll journal about it. I'll light some candles.
Heather meets Angie H and Dana at. This is like a trend now of like a coffee shop / bakery that's all bustling. Over LA. No, but it's
too loud in those places. Huge and
Apple
loud.
Stores. They're just every new coffee joint in LA looks like a computer store.
Yeah, and also serves like a full breakfast menu and like different avocado toasts, but also is like playing rap music, and it's so fucking loud in there.
There's a coffee place that popped up where I used to live in West Hollywood that I swear to God had like $12 coffees.
Where is it?
That's at Hudson Place on Gardner or Vista and Santa Monica. You're like, I'm going.
I'm about to go, but I just also realized I'd never had my coffee today.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Do you feel okay?
No, I feel kind of kooky. Should I have a shot of espresso?
Maybe roll with the kooky. If you want.
But now it's like so late in the day.
You're going to be wired.
If I have one shot, will I be wired?
I'm not going to tell
life?
you what to do with your This is hashtag
my body.
If your body craves a quad.
I don't need a quad, but maybe just a little sip. Maybe just a double, a doppio.
Do it.
I'm going to do it.
Okay. Do it. Tony, come here.
Okay, I got a coffee now. These wrongs are being righted. I'm also on my period, which is I think why I'm so emotional about Jen Shah going to prison.
Oh, damn,
it's like really bugging me, and like I can't think about it for too long because I will get so depressed.
Power to the pussy.
Pussy power.
Total. I'm always like, I don't know how you do. I don't know how you gals do it. Truly, I'm like, damn. No, that tracks.
Okay, wait.
Because so they meet there, and I said Dana might be a flop.
Dana needs on-camera training.
She needs media training.
I'm so unclear on her entire vibe.
Well, so she's now like a source of drama because Jen, like in the previous episode, at the very end, Dana went to Meredith's and Jen yelled at her on the phone.
But I forget why Jen's mad at her.
Because she said Dana was talking shit about her.
Okay. So she's like, now is the time for then. If someone tees you up like this on Housewives, this is your call. Now your role is
your call to arms.
You're a call to arms. So you got to start talking shit and getting in there and like creating the conflict. But Dana,
she's terrified.
Who cast her?
I think she's just friends. She's in the mix. I think she's just too afraid to come off poorly. She's like, yeah, it's very stiff.
I am and Jen is angry at me and I don't know why.
I think Dana is probably like a cool person and like isn't supposed to be on a reality show.
No. She's not meant for this.
Angie K,
Angie H,
fucking
everyone else. Even like Heather sometimes I feel is looking at Dana like, bitch, you're really acting like this? Like we're filming.
I know. It's
she
just
had some looks in especially that scene, and even Angie Angie H was like, so tell me, like trying to kind of get in. And I'm like cognizant that there are cameras around filming these women in a restaurant when Dana, stiff as a board, Dana tells everything that's going on and is like,
Jen's mad at me. And,
like a deer in the fucking headlights.
It's really hard. And I don't know. I'm invited as a guest of a guest. So Meredith has invited her to San Diego.
Also, where does Meredith's alliances or loyalties lie? Meredith is chaotic.
I really need all these, especially Meredith and Heather, to go to like Coda.
So Meredith is friends with Jen.
Now. She wasn't before.
Meredith loves an underdog.
She loves an underdog.
I was getting vibes of when she rode hard for Mary Cosby with no rhyme or reason, except she was just like, I love her and she means the world to me. Remember when Mary Cosby and Meredith were like bosom buddies? And Meredith was like, you guys don't know her how I know her. She's a gorgeous human being.
But then Mary would like talk to Meredith after everyone would leave them and they would just be the two of them. And Mary would just be like talking like about God knows what. And you would just see Meredith be like...
But Meredith rode rode hard. She loves an underdog.
She loves a psychopath. She loves a bona fide.
She loves to align herself
with a mess.
With an absolute daemon. Whoever's like the resident daemon.
So does Heather. Heather's like
Heather has like...
She needs to get some like inner peace because her riding so hard for Jen.
It's
and like
weird.
And her logic that bends to Jen's logic is like very weird to me.
Yeah, she has no rhyme or reason either, but it does come from a place of like inner turmoil where Meredith's I'm still trying to pinpoint where Meredith's. I think she's like just a little curious.
Brooks is like in her ear being like, Mom, align yourself with the messiest person you can find and you'll be at the center of it all.
Remember when she FaceTimes with Chloe and you realize that Brooks, and Chloe all talk the same way to each other?
Her sister does too.
What is it like to be Seth where everyone in your life talks like this?
He loves it.
He
looked really hot.
He is hot.
I know, but I've been like kind of like...
I know, but
he
now
darks me out.
You just can't look at anything he does on social media.
I know.
That Instagram account, Real Housewives Smoking... It's like always posting pictures of Seth's like his self-help like sayings, and they make no sense.
It's giving like Todd Peterson.
It's really weird. He's like, it's only when you break down that you walk through the up break and you break down in your breakup. It's shit like that where you're like, that doesn't even make...
What, in Dr. Seuss hell?
Yeah, it's Dr. Seuss vibe.
Did you see that Todd Peterson series where he was like mugged by someone? And like,
yeah, you sent it to me.
I sent it to you, sorry.
Todd Peterson's most recent check-in with my unwell king.
It's hard.
He was like, he posted a series of videos.
I might.
I might. You contain such multitudes because you don't like Bones and all, but you do like Todd Peterson with like a bloody face.
He's like my problematic wood.
You know he would fuck the shit out of you.
I know.
Like it would be really good.
I mean, but
not for a gay man, not for a woman.
No.
He's meant to have gay sex.
He is.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you have your Keith Raniere thing.
Look, I am who I am.
I'm Bones and all. We all have our moments of like,
But Todd Peterson just laughing.
I know.
Taking videos of himself laughing. Someone's just literally hit him in the face.
I know, it's really fucked up.
I was like, this man is so unwell. May God have mercy on his soul. But I'm glad he just checks in every once in a while.
From the ether.
From the fucking neither world.
And thank you to the listeners the readers that send me
Todd Peterson updates.
They'll be like, I got one for you. So Jen is always Jen has Meredith over, who comes in a fabulous orange trench, and it's snowing outside. She's just the sun. I'm like, why do you live here? I'm just like, live in New York.
When Meredith rode up to Jen's house, I thought it was Jen's car, and I was like, oh, she's doing fine. She still has a Range Rover. And then I was like, oh no, that's Meredith.
She's just, I feel like I'm like, why? Like, You're pretending to live in Utah.
She's
always in New
York.
York.
To be the biggest fish in a small pond. Is she always in New York?
I think she's in New York a lot.
She's a native New Yorker.
She is a native New Yorker.
Wow.
You're a native New. I think she is. Right?
No, you're thinking of Lisa Barlow. I'm not.
Okay, I'll double check on that. So Jen always has a hoarse voice because she's always either yelling or has long COVID.
Or she's like scream crying because she's facing so long in prison.
It's Ramadan, so they're fasting. So she gives Meredith Muslim tea.
But isn't Jen not fasting? Because Jen says something. She's like, Sharif said, don't fast because it'll really like make you unwell. And if Sharif, the Muslim, is telling you sit this one out because he's worried of what dreams may come. If you take away food, Jen, you cannot subtract food from the mix.
She needs her carbs.
She needs to have whatever she wants to eat or drink. Like, let her have it.
And Sharif is an amazing man. He is, because he gets her so much, and he's like,
please, baby, don't.
All of our sakes,
for
please,
the love of Allah, do not fucking fast.
Drink a banana milkshake.
He's like, I will bring you Shake Shack tonight. Like, just don't. Just keep eating throughout the day.
Jen says that the thing that's helped her most is her relationship with Allah.
I'm obsessed with her trying to work some sort of like self-help. She's really like starts off this episode like a new woman where she's just taking her meds, taking things one day at a time. Has this relationship with Allah that's like changing her. And when she starts that it's only going to go downhill from there, and you're about to see that none of it is actually true.
Meredith should be one of her counsel.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Meredith would be good.
Meredith needs to appeal the sentence.
It needs to be how like Rob Kardashian was sort of like he was like part of his OJ team, but he was sort of...
Oh, I thought you meant Rob Kardashian.
No, Robert Sr.
Yeah.
How he was sort of like a advisor, counselor, and they were just friends. And
yeah, what the fuck?
Reactivate that
bar.
Mm-hmm. While Rose and Heather are counting the minutes so they have to reunite and feel all the tension in San Diego.
Is Heather like physically abusive, low key?
Maybe.
She pushed Whitney into that window and then she pushed her out of her house.
She might.
Is Heather like low key just like throwing hands?
Putting hands or whatever.
Putting hands on the Wild Rose. She needs to lay off the Wild Rose.
Wild Rose needs to also stop poking the beehive.
I'm team Wild Rose. Wild or die. Ride or die.
Ride or die. The mountains in the morning when they get to the airport to go to San Diego are gorgeous in the background.
Salt Lake is a beautiful place. Utah is so stunning.
They all gather in typical housewives fashion for a season trip. They all gather early in the morning to get as maximum time filming as possible.
Jen looks incredible. Her traveling outfit, A+.
Dana arrives and sort of like waits for Meredith, like standing on the curb because Jen is like not greeting her, and then Jen goes, she didn't greet me on my own trip. So this is Jen. We all need to really firmly understand that this is Jen Shah's trip.
Jen planned this trip. She chose the house. But what does that mean?
She didn't actually. Angie arranged.
Bravo said you can choose this one or this one.
Angie arranged everything.
Yeah.
And Meredith is sort of in charge.
Meredith has been made the CEO of fun by Jen.
Which I'm like, I don't know if Meredith's like a leader.
She's not also like fun.
No.
I would say the Wild Rose would be a good CEO.
Wild Rose or Heather Gay would be a good fun CEO. CEO of
even
fun.
Lisa Barlow seems pretty fun.
Her idea of fun was that like horse thing, which was pretty, but like
that was cool.
The women didn't like it because they were all haters.
She's my CEO of fun.
She sort of faded this episode.
This episode was Lisa Barlow light, and I need it to be heavier next episode.
So they all get there on the plane. Jen makes like a hammy announcement to the whole plane. They're on like Delta.
I would love to make a silly announcement on a plane. I'm glad that Jen got that moment.
I remember J-Law did that when the Eagles were winning the Super Bowl because she had done that Silver Linings Playbook movie. Mm-hmm. She did the Eagles chant on the.
I'm happy that Jen.
I want to know what Jennifer Lawrence thinks about
Jen Shah.
Yeah, need her on the pod.
Yeah, Jen, what does she think? Jen, just come on the pod.
Just come on. Let's manifest this for.
I've been manifesting.
Jennifer Lawrence on Sex Unique podcast.
Yeah.
Needs to happen, and I think it will happen.
We'll either talk Vanderpump Rules, we'll talk Real Housewives,
I'll talk whatever
anything.
She wants.
Yeah.
I'll literally sit outside. Well, I'll pod. If need be, I will sit in my car.
She's like, the only way will come on the pod is if I replace Carrie.
And I'll be like, all right.
And you're like, okay.
All right.
I'm like, for one episode.
You're like, get out of here, good.
I'm like, well, it's been fun.
Well, it's been fun, Carrie.
I'm like, Jennifer Lawrence is the new co-host.
Yeah. Meredith. So they all gather in the limo to go to the house. And I just wrote Jen is truly wild. Jen is like, Angie, from the jump, Angie K is like really getting under Jen's skin because Angie's sort of making it like, this is my trip that I've organized and you're all guests. Because it's her friend's house that they're staying in. They're staying in this like beautiful kind of like Mendocino Farms kind of.
Imagine
mansion.
Being Jen Shah, one Jennifer Shah, and every day you're fighting for your life. And then on your show that you're the star of, some other bitch with long black hair comes around.
Who has more money.
Who has more money than you.
And isn't facing jail time.
And is a free woman. And she starts running her mouth while the cameras are rolling.
It's bad.
I would freak out too. This is a recipe for disaster.
They're doing a tour of the house and they get to like the palatial
master suite.
And then Angie just gets on the bed and goes, this is my room. Welcome to my room, everyone. And you just see Jen.
Like a spark.
And meanwhile, Jen has had the master bedroom in every trip they've been on, like since the show started.
You can't take the master from Jen when she's like less than a year away from Prijon.
Well, no, in general, Jen always needs to get the biggest room.
You have to just do it to you. But it's the only way to have world peace is if Jen gets the master. I hope that they know this in prison.
Mm-hmm.
They need to give her the most beautiful room.
So they all go down and Jen is like fuging. She's misfiring. And Angie is like, I want to talk about this trip and like what it means to all of us. And like all of a sudden, Jen interrupts her and she's like, oh, are you like taking charge now? And then Angie says, take it to the top, sis. And that sets Jen off. And she takes her flute of champagne and pours it on Angie's head, which I'm like, that's
the way I gasped.
That is true. No impulse control. Like that is so destructive and just like beyond disgusting behavior.
If someone did that to me in that situation, yeah, I would freak the fuck out.
I would get like Terminator 2 spear hand.
I would go 0 to 60. Like I wouldn't be able to let it go.
It's a terror. It was kind of like one of those moments where you're like, oh, this person like feels nothing. Has no remorse.
Yeah, it really scared. Well, that I was like, oh my God, like work. But I was also shocked. And then Angie K's like, why did you just do that? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what? And then Jen goes, what? And then pours her glass on her head. And that's when I was like, oh, this woman has lost the plot. She's kooky.
It was definitely a slay. But it was also a
ooh. I would not want to be around. Everyone else is silent. They are bones and all.
It's that Adam Freeland tweet that's woman, does something sociopathic. Her gaze, work. That's what that was. And everyone is so codependent with Jen and like trying to keep her feeling entertained and like agreed with at all times that no one says anything.
Well, because also I think they have Stockholm syndrome because they know that one move could cause a Jen Shah meltdown.
Heather at one point is like, she was kind of justified in doing that. I was like, Heather?
Maybe we all have friends as supportive as Heather.
You need to go to a like deprogramming clinic. That's like, if my friend did that, I'd be like, I'm taking you to the hospital.
Yeah. If I had if a friend did that to like someone else on a trip, I'd be like, you're wrong for that. I would actually like laugh a lot, and then I would.
Yeah, me too. But
I would be crying laughing, and then I would go to like everyone and have separate check-ins and talk shit about both of the people that were involved.
Yeah.
Try and take the temperature of the room, and then go to each of those people and see what they think, and then just like formulate my own opinion.
They've been conditioned by. They're like a truly dysfunctional family. Like they've been conditioned. It's like an alcoholic family system where like
it is.
Jen is the parent and no one can like, everyone has to like walk on eggshells. And so Angie's like, what?
The way I would
leave.
The way I would cackle.
I know.
And then probably make the dysfunction much worse just behind the scenes.
At least you know you know yourself.
The way I would cross
to thy own self be true.
Mm-hmm.
Angie's like, that sets her off. And I'm like, well, Jen Shaw, you did ask for this. Because now Angie's about to like,
I know,
spill the fucking beans on Jen's, like she's about to air her out. Which is like, everyone's been kind of pretending this whole time and like letting you get away with everything. And Angie's now like, fuck you, bitch. She's about
to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Which is like, Jen, you have a death wish. Like, why would you do that to the one person that like has all your secrets?
Because Jen is operating in this way where like she's a victim. The women have been condoning that.
Yeah, they've been like,
I mean, we've been doing that. Like we've been
I'm conditioned.
We're conditioned too. Jen is fully conditioned all of us into like empathizing with her to a degree that we let things slide and going as far as me and you being like, she shouldn't go to prison.
Honestly, she shouldn't.
But there's a difference between getting a kick out of someone and then being like, but she's made it like. So
I'd be like, you can't do that.
So Angie,
I'm like, scam all the old people you want, but you can't be pouring champagne on our friend's head during the girls' trip.
But Angie is now coming from it as a place of like, wait, I'm not going to let you get away with this, which I think we need.
She needed to hear it.
We need this we need a player like this in the game.
This is the wake-up call
everyone needed.
That everyone needed.
But not many take.
Well, Lisa Barlow is shunked into utter silence.
Lisa is like, she's, I think, reverting a lot this season back to childhood.
She's
middle child.
She's still like, she entered a fugue state earlier in the season where she was having like just like full visions of being reborn and going back through her childhood that's still playing out. So she is like only maybe,
it's very, she's gone full Shining, like she's disappeared
Danny
into
isn't
herself.
here, Mrs. Torrance, yeah.
Lisa's not here anymore.
Lisa isn't here, Mrs. Torrance.
Lisa's not here, Mrs. Torrance.
Lisa isn't here, Mrs. Torrance.
Red rum.
Red rum. Disgusting.
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 Mrs. Torrance. Hey. Hey, girl. Hey, gorgeous.
Hey, Mrs. Torrance.
Do you want to go into business together?
Hey, baby gorgeous. You look stunned.
Who does your social media?
Is there Vita Tequila there?
So she's now fuging, but she's like on team Angie.
Yeah. She's just listening. She's empathizing.
Well, Lisa also knows when a new Supreme is rising.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows
she's aligning herself.
I mean, it's too soon to say. That
straight hair. They're straight hair queens recognizing each other.
It's still too early to say if Angie's actually going to be a queen or if this is just like a sort of like, but I'm getting good vibes.
This is promising.
Yeah. It's not like, I'm not getting the vibes I got from old Jenks.
Ms. Jenks.
Or from the get-go, I was like,
you were
everyone's getting changed. Heather and Jen are Heather's like, you were totally justified into doing that. Meredith and her are just like, girl, you were so right to do that.
Jen goes, just having what? Fun. I poured it on myself too.
They're like,
it was a joke. It wasn't that big of a deal.
And Heather's like, totally.
It's like that. Even as Meredith. A justification. Meredith?
Well, I'm kind of like, sorry to interrupt you, but I'm kind of like, Meredith's like the queen of, she's like the Emily Post of this cast. Like, I will not stand for that abhorrent behavior. And it's like,
she stands for nothing though. That's what I'm saying. Is
demagogue.
Like, she like won't stand for abhorrent behavior, but she aligns herself with the people that act the worst.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me that she's like, she called out Lisa so hard for her like abhorrent behavior when like
forgive Lisa.
Arguably, what Jen did is like just as bad.
Yeah, Lisa wasn't violent towards anyone.
No, that's a violent act to pour something on someone.
It is. It's an assault. It is. It's assault.
It is.
Lisa just shit talked. There's nothing wrong with blowing off a little steam when you think you're in private.
Wild Rose goes, "Oh, the tension is real," and they get onto a party bus.
She is in a place of tension is real.
They get on a party bus to go to the yacht, which I'm like, the worst thing they could do right now is be on the open water.
I knew you were gonna get triggered by a boat. Anger on a boat.
Natalie Wood
Can't go well.
Jen, in the car, Jen goes to Angie. "Well, I'm waiting for an apology from you," and I was like,
"You should not."
So Angie, back at the house, and is going to continue with it. She's unleashed the truth bombs truth bombs.
You literally just got a job for TMZ just now.
I literally am
you
like,
waited
"Hey everyone,
first...
it's Carrie for Pop Candies TV, giving you all the tea on Selena Gomez and Orlando Bloom's reunion on the streets of Melrose."
This is Carrie with Pop Sugar.
This is Carrie with Pop Sugar at the premiere of Bella Thorne's new movie.
Nothing but truth bombs dropping left and right.
We're getting tea shades. It's like very like other two.
Mm-hmm. No.
She's now saying she's dolled out like $15,000 for that birthday party for Coach Shaw, and Jen has not.
She paid for Coach Shaw's whole birthday, which I was wondering at the time. I was like, how are they paying for this? And now questions answered. It was actually Angie K, and she has all the receipts. She goes one by one. And I was like, damn.
So she's about to be like, to do that to me, which I'm like.
Does she want to get paid back? I understand being mad if you did something out of the kindness of your heart, and like
they haven't even
not even like, I mean, I would assume, I think if you offer to host something, you're probably just saying like, this one's on me, but like then I think you expect to have some respectful treatment for like the rest of the year. You certainly don't expect
the rest
to,
of
like,
the quarter.
Yeah. Like if someone then turns on you and pours champagne on your head and is a bitch to you, I'd be like, wait, what the fuck? Like, you're not being like nice to me. Like I did this. I don't know if it's really like about the money.
No, I think Jen never even thanked her.
Yeah, she said didn't even get a thank you now.
And I think if you're going to offer to do that, like you better be prepared that you're not going to get paid back for it.
Mm-hmm.
But
or maybe you need to communicate what your expectations are from the jump. Be like, I'll host it.
Just be nice to me and don't pour things on me.
Don't pour things on me, and I would love it if you paid me back immediately.
But I don't think she's looking for that. I think if Jen had said, I don't think Jen even, you know, like, there's a difference between doing and offering. You could at least be like, do you want me to pay you back?
Mm-hmm.
And I think if they'd at least offered.
I wouldn't feel comfortable with someone, if someone paid $15,000 for a party for me.
I would try to.
I would be like, are you sure you want to do this
pro bono
for me? Pro bono. Are you sure you don't need anything from me? Are you 1000% sure? And then I would be nice to them. I would never pour a champagne glass on them.
Yeah, Jen would have been like, do you need me to like put a hit out for someone or like do any like,
yeah,
because you know Jen
kill?
Yeah, Jen has.
But Jen, she said that instead Jen came to her and gave her a $5,000 necklace,
which she was already wearing.
That really darked me out.
Yeah.
When she's like, oh, take this. And I was like, oh my God, like she really doesn't have any money and is now just giving people the jewelry off of her neck to like make up for stuff.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's sad.
That's really wrong.
Heather says of Angie's disclosure, it feels really gross and it feels really low. And then Angie goes, I'm a fucking respected woman. Treat me as such. And then Jen goes, okay, thank you so much for, and Angie was like, okay, don't even thank me like that.
Jen's got some bowls. I think she'll do okay in Priz, just based on balls alone.
Yeah.
Angie K going, she gave me her necklace and I don't want to wear that because I don't want the Department of Homeland Security coming and taking it off my neck. And I was like, Jesus. But also, yeah, I get that.
So they get on the yacht and Meredith and Heather are just flanking Jen the whole time. just pumping her up, being like, yes, you were totally justified. It was really funny what you did. And she's wrong.
Do you think they're just doing that because they know her days are numbered? Like, they're just like,
no. Yeah, I think there's a part of that, but I think Heather's always been like weirdly codependent with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's
she's ride or die.
Yeah.
Till the end of the line.
Even though Jen called her like
she
a hippo.
looks like a Lego.
No, that was Lisa Barlow.
Fuck.
She called her Shrek.
Jen's not a good friend.
She's a terrible.
What we're realizing.
Jen is a terrible friend.
I don't want to be friends with her. I just don't want to see her.
Well, get ready.
Rot in jail.
You have a few months to prepare for when she's going on.
I think she...
No. Like when she's actually...
She has to turn herself in. Okay, yeah. So it's not like a trial where as soon as they say it, if you're guilty, you go to prison.
I don't think so.
No. I think they say it and then you have like 21 days or something to like figure your shit out.
Leave.
I hope she flees.
Lives in
Switzerland.
Hope she goes...
I literally hope that she just lives in a different country and disappears.
Yeah.
But what about her family? It's really sad.
They'll be okay. Coach will...
Don't make these kinds of decisions.
I know. Guys,
you're so special.
Pay the IRS.
You just need to pay the IRS. You don't... If you think you're going to have to commit crimes to get money, you really need to think twice because you don't want to end up in prison and then you're going to rob everyone of your special gifts, which are being insane on TV. Bravo's wrong for abandoning Jen. Maybe she'll make content. How can we slip Jen a prison phone?
She'll get one.
You think so?
She'll work her way in.
I want her to have like a active TikTok.
Some people like tweet from jail.
Some people fully have TikToks in prison.
I love that.
I love that too, and I support that.
Yeah, there should be more of that.
Mm-hmm.
They should also have therapy.
I hope they should give Jen like a massive master suite, like a king-size bed, a cell phone.
Damn. I can't even think about it.
No, it's so dark.
Guys.
We're not thinking enough about prison these days. We really need to all think about it. And if you are disagreeing and you're really mad, I know some of you are.
Sorry.
Think again. Think long and hard about, does Jen Shah really deserve to go to prison? That's a question I want everyone to ask themselves this holiday season.
95% of you will say yes.
But I'm looking for that special 5% who are really feeling me on this. And if we were asking our souls are telling us she doesn't.
Guys, we have shows coming up in basically a month. Almost.
Yeah, literally like 6 weeks.
The Dynasty Typewriter 2023, January 11th and 18th. 2 shows a week apart.
It's going to be magical. It's going to be great. Tickets
are on sale. In the description.
Go to the description of the podcast. There are so many links.
So many. And they're filling up fast. So get on them. Happy holidays. It's a great gift for that. Just come. It'll be great.
You know what else is a great gift? Is some sexy, unique merch.
Love.
There's new
Low Timber shirts.
Low Timber vibes, but a little bit like disguised. They're classy. They have streetwear appeal.
Classy come.
They're very unique. Those are on sale. There's a lot of different things. There's also like a big sale going on our merch website too. So
Amazing.
You should go to sexyuniquestore.com and peruse and order something in like the next 2 weeks. It'll get to you by Christmas.
And with that, we say goodbye, farewell,
Auf
Wiedersehen, and good night.
Sexy Unique Podcast is created and hosted by me, Lara Marie Schoenhals. This episode was co-hosted by the one and only Carrie O'Donnell. This episode was edited by Ness Smith Savadoff.